Hello my lovely people, welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing great, hope you've been putting yourself together, and hope you're still optimistic. So today I would like to share my story of resilience, my story, the story that I've never got courage to do so. Recently I was able to do like a short part of it, like written on my Facebook page, and I posted like first part of my story. But today I got the courage to share the entire story of how I came to understand myself, how I came to identify myself and love myself and be confident and build my self-esteem back again. So basically, for those who are new here or you're coming across this video for the first time, I'm Quincy Brandy, and I make video of my lifestyle, cooking vlogs, everything, just basically what I do in my life. And today I'm going to share a story of my lifestyle story, rather a story that played a big part in my life. And it's a tumor story, a tumor that broke my self-esteem, a tumor that made me not to know myself, a tumor that really affected the entire part of my life and stole most part of my life. Growing up, from 3 to 18, those are the crucial moments of someone's life. And basically I think those are what the moments, my life, I didn't know myself. It's like my life was stolen during those days. So I was born in Kenya. For those who are not in Kenya, I was born in Kenya, precisely in Nakuru. Third born in a family of 8, and growing up, life was not bad. It was good. I can't complain. I was able to access like basic needs, like food, like shelter. So in short, like I didn't get all the extra luxuries, but again I was able to get the basic needs. And I went to school normal like other kids. And yeah, so I don't remember much about my life, but I remember that I used to like to go to my grandfather's place. My grandfather back then was in Nakuru, same area, not really far. So I used to like to go to his place. He loved me, he's the only person that I felt loved me so much. He really loved me, and I could go to his place. He could cook and and give me some some small money. So I love going to my grandpa place. And life went on. And one day I was just playing with other kids. I think I was around 5 years. And I think I was sent to buy something in a shop. And there was a woman who was just idling at the shop, and she saw me and she told me, "Quinta, there's something on your face. You see something big like protruding on your face. Kindly go and tell your mom to check it out." So because I was so young, I didn't pay that much attention. But again, I went and told my mom, "Mama, there's something on my face." And for sure I could see there was something protruding on this side of my face. I don't know if most of you can see, this side of my face was really protruding. So it was like growing with time, slowly. And because my mom was a very busy mom, I can't blame her. Some things, I really, at some part of my life, I felt like mama was not there for me. But again, I can't blame her, because my mom was juggling. My mom was a working mother at the same time, trying to protect, taking care of us, because growing up, my dad has always been outside the country. So my mom has been playing the big part in our lives, like in terms of taking care of us, cooking. At the same time, she's been working. So my mom didn't notice much, because she was going in the morning, coming in the evening, and again, so she didn't notice. So I brought to her attention, and she checked and she asked me, are you feeling any pain? I said, no, I'm not feeling any pain. So she just assumed because you're not feeling pain, something is just, growing. So normally people will assume and say, okay, within time, everything will go back to normal. So it went like that, until the age of 7. Now I was starting to identify myself at school. I didn't know much, but again, from age 10, now it started affecting me, because at school the kids could mock me, the kids could say anything small, in scuffles, like if we have any scuffle and somebody will mention, you, the quote unquote, that you're doing 1 2 3 and your face is swollen. So by then, once somebody has just attacked me like that, I would go like, just keeping off. So from there, now it started affecting me, and I was this short, this tiny. So I started withdrawing. I was kind of loud because I'm such a bubbly soul. I don't know how to get angry. I don't get angry at people. I don't like to provoke people, unless you're so personal, unless that you've touched something that I love. But again, by then I couldn't fight for myself. So my self-esteem started being distorted at that early age, and it started going down and going down at the as I was approaching my primary age. But then I didn't know much, as approaching my primary age, now it started affecting, most kids are in their adolescence. But again, I didn't experience adolescence. I don't know, I was so small, like literally small, like literally tiny. Actually, I was slender. You see this body that I have right now, myself too, sometimes I'm so surprised. I wasn't like that. Growing up, I used to eat a lot, but again, my body was not growing. Like I was petite, like slender. I was slim. So nobody was paying attention at me. But again, people could notice, when you go somewhere, face is the most, is what sells you out there. People can judge you through your face. The outside portrays the inside, they say like that. But again, the first impression that you give, when you look at people, it's the face. So first encounter somebody, they'll ask me, what is that? And I used to hate that question, because me too personally, I didn't have an answer to answer them. So it went like that. I at my primary, I went through the challenges, but they were not too much, because I didn't know myself. By then I was just like any other girl, going about school in the morning, chatting with friends, but again, I used to avoid arguments, because once I argue with somebody, they'll just attack me with my appearance. So I used to withdraw and kind of just balance the way I interact with people, so that they don't get to me. So it went like that. I finished my primary, and then I went to high school. Now in high school, that's when I suffered. So I think in high school, now the roots, because okay, now the thing was that later on when I went to the doctor, I was told that my gum roots, you see the gum, at this jaw, the gum, right? The gum's roots were this side. Roots, they were growing faster than the other side. So I remember when I went for a doctor appointment, they told me that, okay, by then I was below 18. So they told me, we are not going to do operation on you. We won't operate on you until you're age 18 plus, because there might be a possibility of reoccurrence. So we might operate you, and then the problem comes back again. So that's why I wasn't operated from 5 years age of 18. So you can imagine walking with a tumor on your face, like literally protruding, raising one side of my face. Even right now, I of course I went through the surgery, and they tried to like shave it down, like I don't know how craft it, but again, sometimes I feel like they left something here, and you know, right now, you know, I've added some weight and, you know, some fat on my face, so it's very hard for people to identify. But when I'm skinny, you can see like there's some swelling. I'm swollen, like swelling a little bit here on my face. So back then, let me take you back. So I went to high school, and in high school now, let me tell you first of all, I went through like 5 high school. Why? Because I was fighting myself. I didn't have a parent that I can sit down and talk to. At home, my siblings were not understanding me. My self-esteem was low. I felt rejected. I felt nobody loves me. There was a point I even thought that nobody will ever love me. I'll never get married. And that thing, sometimes, let me tell you one thing before I continue. Sometimes I thank God because I didn't go through a lot of what my peers went through. Like, I didn't interact with boys on time. Like, I didn't have boyfriends, you know. So I preserved some part of, you know, myself. I was not exploited because, you know, when we're young, we are irrational, we want to try things, and in the process you find that you're exploited. So I thank God that I was not exploited. I didn't meet a lot of men in my life, and maybe by then I could have been pregnant, or, you know, maybe by then I could have slept, you know, the body counts with many men, you see. But again, that thing like led me back from interacting with people. So like I was telling you, in high school I didn't have a lot of friends, but I was talkative. I used to make a lot of jokes, you know. It was a defensive mechanism. Being kind so that they can just overthrow, you know, your problems, like overlook beyond my face. So in high school there, I had my friends, and sometimes my friend could speak about boyfriends, you know. Now that is Form 1, Form 2, they're starting having boyfriends, and I'm there, I don't have boyfriend. So I felt bad, and my self-esteem, I didn't love myself. I didn't love the way I looked, and I kept asking God, why me? Why you didn't bring that swelling maybe somewhere else, even on my hands or my leg? Why just my face? I felt like, you know, by the way, I wanted to do modeling because I used to have the, you know, that body. But again, my face was just laying me back. Even when I went to college, let me just fast forward. When I went to college, I couldn't participate. I love acting, I love drama, I love singing, but I couldn't join because, you know, I was afraid how people will look at me. I was afraid of people having that mind, you know, talking about me. So I just wanted to, you know, keep it cool. So in high school, I started experiencing some small complication. I think because the roots were growing, so it kind of affected my breathing system. So sometimes I feel like I'm losing breath. Basically, I was like short breathed. I could feel like I'm losing breath, and I just can't hold myself. And you know, I pass out. Sorry, did I just say pass on? I pass out. Sorry for that. So it went like that until I was in high school too, and now my dad was just coming home from abroad, and I spoke to my dad. I was like, no, I just don't want day school, because that school was day school. I just don't want day school. And my dad was very understanding, and he organized with the sister. His sister was living in Nairobi. He organized with the sister, and I was able to get a school somewhere in Gatundu. So my second school was in Gatundu. Yeah, some girls' school, very nice girls' school in Gatundu. No, that was my third school, guys. My second school was in Ravine. It was called Mumberes Girls. So I went to Mumberes Girls, Mumberes alumni. I'm proud of you. So I went to Mumberes Girls. There, it wasn't that much, but again, the self-esteem, I could see the girls interacting even during funkies, you know, those functions. I couldn't go, I couldn't participate in things. I was just laid back. I didn't have a lot of friends, you know. I used to have like, you know, I didn't have like friends that I wanted to have back then. But again, I focused on my studies, and then it reached a point, I think I was not concentrating on my studies. I was always about my looks. I was always like, no, there's something need to be done. My parents are not doing anything. My mom was just totally laid back. My dad was not there, and I felt these people need to do something. I didn't love myself. I didn't love the way I looked. My grades were going down, like literally down, down, down. I was a smart kid. I'm a fast learner, you know. I'm a fast learner, and I grab things so easily, so quick. So by then, my grades started going down, and I started experiencing all the complications, and I could pass out and collapse. And you know, there is this notion. I think I used to struggle before I passed out. I used to struggle, and then I collapsed. You know, because I could lose breath. Basically, I was just losing breath. Maybe, I don't know, the roads were affecting the, no, you know, the breathing system. I don't know, but I was just losing breath. And you know, the students started avoiding me. You know, they started saying things, you know, in boarding school, they have this, you know, these things of devil worshippers and cults and whatever. So they started saying that I'm a devil worshipper, that you know, there was a point, you know, as my mom, now I think when I started passing out, my mom started being more serious. So my mom was really desperate for me to get better and study. And so my mom could take me to pastors, and then the pastors could say, there is somebody in your family. There's someone in your family is bewitching you, is bewitching your daughter. There's some bad eyes. So my mom really tried as a mother. She took me to almost all the pastors, to almost where I could get her to just be prayed on. And I remember I went somewhere else, and they say this is witchcraft, and they gave me like a pig oil, a pig fat, pig oil, whatever. And they say, now you need to apply on your body. You need to apply on your body so that those things, you know, the evil things, like they said, can so they not follow you. So I remember I went back to school. Still, I was in Imomberes. I went back to school, and now there was a student, you know, in boarding school, sometimes you interact with a lot of people, and I was not that like vigilant because I wasn't hiding anything. But again, there's a student that noticed that I'm using that kind of oil, body oil, and she like spread it around, and people started saying that this girl is Masonic, is devil worshipper. And the head teacher just called my mom and was like, no, you're not keeping your girl. You've been sending her home and back, you're not keeping her. Kindly just take your daughter and go. So that's how I was laid off school. So after that, I came home. I stayed for a while, and I remember there was a time, like people can be sometimes very judgmental. People can be sometimes be judgmental, and I usually say, if you don't know the story, please don't judge. If you don't know the story, please don't comment. Just let it be. You don't need to comment in every and each post you see. If you have nothing constructive, just pass on. I remember there was a time I was going home because I had experienced, you know, I had the attacks, and when going home, there's this lady who asked me, how's the baby doing? I was like, how's the baby doing? And she was like, yeah, people say that you're pregnant, you have a baby. I say, me have a baby? By then I don't even slept with a man. And she goes ahead to say that, oh, we heard that you aborted the baby. So now later on I connected the joint, you know, the back and forth. I used to come home, go to school, and maybe they assumed that I was pregnant, you know, or maybe I aborted the child, because at some point my stomach was protruding. I don't know why. I don't have, but I was skinny, like literally skinny, and maybe I don't know why my stomach was protruding, so they assumed that I was pregnant. Anywho, so later on, my mom and my dad spoke to my aunt in Nairobi, and I got now the third school, that is Gatundu Girls, and I went there, and there the bullies were too much. I couldn't concentrate, but again, still I was experiencing attack, and the same accusation came, you know, that I might be in a witchcraft cult, whatever. And yeah, I was expelled from school. So from there, I started being totally rebellious. I started being tough. So I saw like people were fighting me, people were throwing me left, right, left, center. So I was like, now I'm going to grow a defensive mechanism. I'm going to be tough. I'm going to be aggressive. Like, let me tell you something. Sometimes you see these people who are aggressive. Sometimes you see these people who are mean. They are going through trouble. They are going through problems and challenging. And they are ranting their, sorrows and grief out. They just want to put it out there because they are going through a lot. Yeah, you see. So I went to school. That is my fourth school. And I don't want to mention that school because I know a lot of you knows that school, my fourth school, and there I was so rebellious. I used to experience like attack, but I was just rebellious. Now I could bully anybody. They used to call me auntie. I was so sweet to those who were sweet than me, but again I was so harsh and aggressive. I was like ready to fight. I was so skinny, but I was so mouthy and ready to fight anybody. I used to know that I can't find anybody. I used to know that I'm weak, like literally weak, but I used to have this, no, I can do it, no, sorry for that, I can fight. So I got into many problems, with teachers. You see those rude students. Sometimes I feel like my student, it's paid back, because when my student, they're not responding, I feel it's paid back. So I was like that. I remember this late deceased teacher, may God rest his soul in peace. I used to be aggressive towards him. I used to go to school late, and if you ask me, I say, don't you see my face? I'm experiencing the attack. I can't go early because once I catch cold, I'll collapse. I'll have chest problems, and I could argue, and I used not to finish my homework. I was like aggressive, and when teachers want to beat me, I'm like, you can't beat me. When the teacher wants, I say, you can do this to me. And the student used to love it because as a student they were like laid back. They didn't want to show the teachers being tough to the teacher, but I was the one, I was representing them. You know me. I know some of you know that I was doing good job back then representing you. So it went like that, and now I got a friend, the first friend that now introduced me to, I remember she introduced me to alcohol. That is the first time. And I was in high school. I was in high school 3, I think. So I started, missing home. We could spend time in his home and then go take alcohol. I felt like it was giving me peace. I felt like belonging with her. I wanted to belong somewhere. I wanted somebody that looks beyond my face. I used to have like a tumor, guys, like a tumor, like big like this on this face that you're seeing right now. So I felt like I wanted a belonging, and I was so loyal. Actually, I've been loyal. I think that's my heart. I'm always loyal and kind to all my friends. Those who have encountered me know I stand for my friends. But I'm sorry to say that all my life I've never felt that there is somebody that loves me for who I am, that stands for me. And that's why even now I always like to be alone with my family. I always like to keep my peace, because I don't resonate with the way people react the way people, and I don't want to get into trouble. And right now, again, through the traumas and the things that came to happen in my life later, I'm suffering from anxiety. I've been speaking about anxiety. I'm suffering from anxiety. It's been tough, and right now I feel like I need to protect my life. And I know most of you're going through things that you don't know. Please try to reflect back the traumas that you went. Any trauma that you went through, it's affecting you right now in future. And everything that you're subjecting, even your parents, anything that you're subjecting your children, anything you're tolerating, those traumas will follow your kids when they're adults. So try to protect your sanity, your children's sanity for the parents. Try to protect your children's mental health. And you too, try to protect yourself. You don't need to go to the doctor. You can diagnose yourself. You can try to fix the doctor. And I believe you'll complete the puzzle. You'll know what's eating you up. So in that school, my self-esteem, of course, was so zero. I never knew anything about self-esteem. I didn't love myself. I didn't like the way I look. I didn't know who I am. I used to like to identify with people, to follow crowd, to please people. My aim was pleasing people so that you stick with me. I want to please you so that you stick with me. Not because I want you to be there, but because I didn't want to be alone. I never walked alone. I used to be shy, like going somewhere alone. No. It's better I do something so that you can take me somewhere. So that is the pain that I went through. So at that school, of course, I was expelled. And I was on my 4th year. And I went to another school. It was nice. I didn't do much in that school. By then, I had this defensive mechanism. Once you step on me, you'll get it hot and rough. You'll get it back like fire. So I didn't have problems there. And then from there, now I got my husband. No, really, not my husband. I had a boy that was chasing after me. That was the first man that was chasing after me. And then later on, we didn't do much because I didn't. He was, where he was vast and informed and more mature than me. So we didn't do much. But let me tell you, let me tell you something small about that guy. That guy, I don't even count him as a boyfriend. I don't count. I was maybe in my year 4, the first guy to at least say, I want you to be my girlfriend. But again, you see, I didn't have self-esteem. So I used to hide. Like, I never looked that guy like this, like straight. I used to talk to him like this. I never looked at him on the face like this. No, I used to talk like this, looking there or looking down. And again, we didn't rhyme because the guy was more mature. But again, because I really wanted identity, I really wanted to go and tell my friends, you know what? Now I have a boyfriend. So then I used to go to his place, you see, and I think he was living with his friend, and I could pick all the clothes in the house and wash for them. And wash for them and clean the house and do all those just to please, just to, make the friends, love me. So of course it didn't go well because the guy wanted to sleep with me. By then I was not ready. I had the notion that once you sleep with a guy, you get pregnant, and I didn't want that for myself. And again, my mom, I was brainwashed. By the way, I was brainwashed in a couple things, So I was brainwashed because I have like breathing problem. If I get pregnant and goes to the deliver, to the, and get to labor room, I won't come out because I'll lose breath pushing the baby and die. So I was brainwashed. If I do something, I die. If I sleep with a man, I'll die because, somebody sleeps on me, I'll die. So I didn't do anything with the guy. So from then forward, That's coming to the end of 2012, where I completed my high school. Now I met with my husband, my current husband. Actually, we've been together for 10 years. Through the pain and tears and joy, I fought a lot during 10 years. There's some things that I'm not going to tell you, but again, we've been together for 10 years. So he's the first man. I think it's my first love. He was the first love, and he's still the love of my life. I love that man. And the thing that made me love my husband is that he loved me. My husband is so handsome and so cute, and most of you know him. He's so handsome and so cute, and he loved me beyond the problems that I had. He loved me. For the first time, I felt like somebody has just loved me for who I am. He was proud of me. We could go places together. We could walk. By then, he didn't have a house. We could walk and walk, walk. Just walk around. He was so proud of me. He used to tell me he loved me, and he loved me. He's the first person that I felt loved me, you see. But he was still young, When people are young, they want to try a lot of things. So that's where, we fought through a lot of things because we couldn't understand each other. I was coming from a place that I didn't love myself. I was toxic. Because this is somebody that have zero self-esteem, and you're meeting somebody that the self-esteem is here. You can't try. And I loved him. I was so obsessed with him. And some of my traumas come from there, because I was so obsessed. I couldn't see things the way he was seeing. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm always emotional. So we dated. I went to college. In college, life was so hard. Because in college, people are so mature there, and it's only you. People are just talking about you. You are this girl that has no self-esteem. You can't go to the canteen alone. You can't walk alone. But I will always try to be strong. But again, I always felt left out. I never loved myself. I never felt like a lady. I never felt like I'm important. Those are the things that I'm learning. I started learning at 24. Started loving myself at 24. Starting accepting myself at 24. Starting accepting the things that I can't change at 24. It was so late. I wish I had somebody that was there. Somebody to teach me. Somebody to tell me it's okay. Somebody to tell me it's okay to be different. I was different. I was not like other people. I was different. But nobody was there to tell me it's okay to be different. And that's why right now I feel like I need to spread love. Sometimes, there was a point I was suicidal. Because I'd loved this boy. I wanted this boy to be for myself. And things happened, And then I felt this is the person that I've loved. The person that just loved me. The way I was, and I felt no, I have no reason for living again, because who will love a woman like me, you see? So in high school, when I went to, first of all, for my further studies. When was that? So I just decided that I have to fight for myself. I can't remember, but I decided, okay, it's time that I'll fight for myself. It's time that I'll fight for myself. So what I did, I picked my x-ray but by then I remember I had taken x-ray pictures. So I take the x-ray pictures and went myself to the doctor in a public hospital and told the doctor, I'm just here alone and I want to know what is happening to me. And the doctor told me, where's your mom? And I said, my mom is busy, she couldn't make it here, but please just tell me what is needed. I felt like, no, this is my fight. So I reached a point that I was faking things. I was lying. I was telling my parents I can't breathe. I was telling them I'm seeing blood so that they can take action, because they were not taking action. It's going, I'm going to 21, 22, 20. I remember I was going to 2020. And nobody was taking any action. So I went to the doctor, and the doctor told me, okay, you need to go and see a special doctor that deals with the, you know, the nose, ears, and the eyes, and you need to go for consultation. And then I told my mom, and my mom asked for a day of work. We went to do the consultation. Guys, just a moment. Okay, sorry for that. So we went to do the consultation, and then I was told what is needed. So they say that now time is ripe, and they're going to craft the gum. They're going to craft my gum so that they can match with this side. And they told me it won't match like 99%, but again they'll look a little bit similar. It will be hard for somebody to notice unless you tell them, oh, unless they are so keen. So it went like that. And I remember being scared. So from there on, I was the one who was doing the follow-up, going to the doctor, going to the hospital. And I remember when I was told, now your operation date has been scheduled, I was so excited. I just wanted that burden off. I just wanted to start my 21. I remember at 21. Imagine having a growth, a big growth from the age of 5 to 21, like it's total better part of my life. I didn't know happiness. People could describe me with ule msichana amefura uso, ule msichana anakuwa amefura uso side moja. Boys could mock you. You know, if you're seeing this video, most of you that mocked me, I forgave you. I used to carry very hard burden. I used to hate people, you know, because I felt like, why are they doing this to me? Why are they mocking me? Maybe people didn't know back then, but it really affected me. So I will fast forward. I was scheduled, and I went. I remember on the operation date, I just said, God, I'll die trying, because they said in this operation, the way my roots were, they say you might come out blind, because they say it's some roots are connected with the eyes. You see the eyes, Chimai. So they say, did I just say Chimai? Chimai, it's a Thai way of, you know, you say asking something. Is it Chimai in Thailand, in Thai language? So I just wanted to do it, and I went with my mom, and I remember my mom cried. I was just me and my mom. My mom cried because when you went to the operation, they put a red and blue tag on your leg. So it means it's either you come alive or dead. But I just wanted to go. So I went, and in the operation room, they were talking to me. They're asking me, are you Quinta? Yes, I was saying I was Quinta. And I don't know at what point they dragged me. And so I didn't feel anything. I don't remember. I didn't see anything. I was just there. My body was lifeless there. And I was operated. It was a 6-hour operation. And I was operated, and I came. I remember waking up, they were asking me a lot of questions. Quinta, can you see? What is this? Can you hear? Because they were saying like, sometimes it might affect my ears or my eyes. Can you see? And I was okay, and I went to the recovery room, and I was so excited. Although my face had swollen like this because of operation, and I was eating through my straw. I was eating like blended fruit. I could drink from the straw like this for 1 month. I stayed like for 1 month with a straw. And I remember none of my friends came. Until today, I'm still holding that on some of the people that I call friends. Nobody came to see me at the hospital. But I felt, but these were my friends. But again, my husband was there. You know, he has been there through my low moments. That's why I've always loved him, and I've always been there for him, because I felt like he's the only person that genuinely, apart from my parents, genuinely loved me the way I am. He came to see me, and during that we were having our lowest moment in life. Story for another time. And after that I started recovering. Now I could see, wow, my face are almost similar. Now my face was coming, and I started, you know, gaining confidence a little bit. Remember, I had my surgery at 2021, if I'm not wrong. But then, was I working? I was schooling. I was still schooling. I was doing teaching degree. I was doing my teaching degree, and yeah, I remember. Was I working? And then from there, I think I got job. I don't remember properly. I don't remember. It's been many years, but okay. From there, now I started loving myself. It was hard because I went to a very messy activity, but I thank God that I overcame that. And then I came to Thailand. When I came to Thailand and got pregnant, because I got pregnant at 23 or 24, 23. And then from there, there was this love that just came. Like, my son restored me. My son is always my guardian angel. He restored me, because the moment I gave birth to that child and I started loving myself once again, I started fighting for myself. I started getting self-confidence. My self-esteem started coming back. Although I was facing and fighting skeletons, because again, the trauma, I think my trauma came from postpartum and depression, you know, because I was alone. When I gave birth, I was alone in a foreign land, in a school. Of course, the school, they're expecting me to perform. They didn't know what I'm going through, pressure from home. So I think all of that brought anxiety to me. But again, that's how I overcame my challenge. Up to date, I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor of a growth that took my self-esteem, a growth that took my self-love, a growth that took my self-confidence. Right now, my confidence is way there. Right now, I love myself better than others. Some things that I did, there were lessons. I don't regret doing them. I don't regret being part of them, because they shaped me to who I am today. And if I usually say, if I've wronged anybody in any way, please forgive me. It was a way of fighting back. And these people, sometimes on social media, I see people being very hurtful, being very insensitive and mean. And let me tell you, if you experience a social media bully, please don't go low to their level. They're experiencing hate. They experience it. Those people, the keyboard warrior behind the screen, they're experiencing terrible things in their lives, and that's why they're throwing their anger out. Because if you love yourself, if you feel peace in you love, you have peace, you will spread. You give what you have. You don't give what you don't have. Like for me right now, I feel like just spreading love, advocating for kindness and love. Because if somebody was there for me, I couldn't be that person that I was. I couldn't have gone to many schools. I couldn't have missed a lot in school. I couldn't have forced myself in people's life. I couldn't have fought the battles that were not mine. And that's why even today, if you see me, this is brand me. Don't think that I'm bragging. Don't think that I'm pretending. Don't think that this is me. This is the person that I want to do. This is the person that I want to be for the better part of my heart. I have a pure heart. My heart is always pure. I don't hold grudge or anger. I love people. And that's all I want to spread. Anyway, thank you. If you stay till the end of this video, I love you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Please, if you have not subscribed to my video, subscribe and tune in to the next story. I love you. Be strong. Remember your matter. Remember your tomorrow is better than today. And don't forget, where there is life, there is a chance. And where there is a will, there's a way. At this point, I'm going to wrap my video. Have a beautiful day. I love you and God love you. Bye.